Today on Distant Shores is the first in a series on the building of our new boat, Distant Shores 4. We're going to go through the decision process as we come up with a specification for the boat, choose a builder, and show you the build process up to launching and cruising. We're also going to answer some of the frequently asked questions we've had on the new boat process and boat buying. Cheryl and I have been cruising for over 30 years and well over 100,000 miles, from ocean passages to coastal exploring in the tropics, the Mediterranean and Northern Europe. Most of our sea miles have been aboard our 4 monohulls, but we've also done 3,000 miles skippering catamarans, including an ocean crossing on a 50-footer. And playing the devil's advocate, we'll also look at some of the most advanced ideas and technologies in yachting. Yes, I've been looking into carbon fiber, multi-hulls, electric propulsion, induction cooking, and have you heard about solid-state batteries? Sure, but we'll also talk about more traditional technology. Yeah, if it's not broke. We used to have so much fun with navigation back when we started sailing with our 37-footer. After 10 years of traditional charting, you were excited when we got electronic charts. Exactly. The extra 5 feet of boat length made a big difference to living space aboard, and the additional 7 feet of waterline length made her much more comfortable on ocean passages. We sailed 16,000 miles aboard Distant Shores 1, which was a Southerly 42. With the keel swung up, she only needed 3 feet of water to float, and it allowed us to explore new places, including Bahamas island groups we couldn't visit with a deeper boat. But we really enjoyed the Bahamas back in 1989 in our first winter there with two-step, and she drew 6'1". We had some great adventures with two-step, but we wanted more space to have guests aboard.
We're 1,800 miles from Antigua, and we're having a nice dinner, leg of lamb, vegetables, rice, and a bit of a party.
Yay! Ready for a party.
The 42 was a great boat, and we sailed her 16,000 miles. I think we should have kept her. But the galley was a bit small, and she didn't have a separate shower. Quibbling. Plus, she could sail faster because she was longer. Waterline length is very important. Plus, I like building boats. The Southerly 49 was quite fast too. We should have kept that one. I think the Southerly could be faster if it had a deeper, heavier keel. What about a carbon catamaran? Oh, come on. Stop squabbling. I think if we build another boat, we should get it perfect. Plus, it's fun building boats. The first one was fun doing it ourselves, but that took 3 years, 6,000 hours, and all the fiberglass work was really itchy. I don't want to build another one by hand. All right, we're not building another boat by hand. This one will be with an established boat builder, but you've both got to help more with the editing so we can really document this journey. Figures. Certainly one of the biggest reasons for going with a longer boat is to get more speed and comfort in the waves. Of course, bigger boats cost more to buy and to operate, so it's a trade-off. Most cruising couples have boats in the 35 to 50-foot range. For us, the sweet spot is from 42 to 48 feet. We can manage the boat with just the 2 of us, which really means one on watch and one off watch. So really we're taking turns sailing her single-handed. So our first criteria is we need a boat that can be sailed single-handed by either of us. With our first 37-footer, we sailed her for 18 years and 60,000 miles and had great adventures, here visiting the Middle East in season 4 of our television series. Her short waterline length meant she was about a knot slower than our friend's 45-footer. But in terms of comfort, the additional 10 feet of waterline length means a much better motion in the same size waves for the larger boat. Of the 9 ocean crossings we've done, 4 of them have been with just the 2 of us on board, and we were very proud of them. But it's tiring work with just 2 aboard, and if one of us were out of action, it would be very tough. We really enjoy passages with friends on board to share the watches. We did a crossing with 1 extra crew, and it meant everyone got a lot more rest. We've also done 3,000-mile passages with 2 friends along. The first of these was on our 42-footer, and it was magical to be able to share the ocean crossing with friends.
Well, that looks good.
So we're drinking our wine, just a little wine for everybody in our mugs tonight, just because it's a bit rolly. And Happy New Year!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
It's to 2008. This looks fabulous.
Our second transatlantic with 2 crew, we had our fastest crossing ever, managing an average of nearly 200 miles a day.
It's like a dream come true. 2,000 miles already clocked with 83 miles to go. We should be in St. Lucia this evening to celebrate.
A big advantage of extra crew is that everyone can get enough rest. Even if someone is down with seasickness, we've still got plenty of crew to handle things.
This is the mahi-mahi we caught this morning. How big is that, do you think? It was
I don't know.
4 or 5 pounds, maybe?
Maybe.
5 pounds?
Maybe.
It
Yeah,
was
I'm
a
not
big
good
one,
with cows.
and it was beautiful. So we're eating it like just an hour after it was caught.
Daryl's steering it and roaring along and having
The bottom line is we'd like the new boat to be able to handle up to 5 people, including us, for ocean crossings. A word about passage making on catamarans. We've chartered catamarans a couple of times over the years, and one year we sailed 3,000 miles delivering a luxurious 50-foot cat to St. Lucia. We had 6 of us aboard, we had a great time, and everyone appreciated the comfort and space. Unfortunately, it was also the lightest wind we've ever seen on the transatlantic trade winds crossing, so we didn't get to learn what she was capable of in the speed department. She had luxurious woodwork and even in-mast furling, so she was definitely not a lightweight racer. But for Cheryl and me, coastal exploring and waterways have been a huge pleasure over 3 decades of sailing. Exploring Northern Europe, many of the harbors were too small for a cat. We also enjoyed exploring the Mediterranean for 9 years and visited many ports where it would have been difficult to find a spot for the width of a typical multi-hull. If we were going to do mainly ocean passaging or exclusively Caribbean cruising, we would look more seriously at a catamaran. Check out our catamaran crossing here. There must be a link on the screen somewhere. This pilot house comes pretty close, but you really can't steer from here. The pilot house on the new boat should allow us to steer from below. The design of Distant Shores 4 is still a work in progress, but I wanted to show you the process Cheryl and I have been going through to define our criteria, plus see what's out there now to get new ideas. If you're trying to define your dream cruiser, I recommend starting with the kind of cruising that appeals to you. Not everyone wants to cross oceans. Not everyone wants to sail up to high latitudes. But more high-latitude exploring is on our list, and that's partly why we're looking more closely at aluminum designs and also getting serious about the pilot house. Since we haven't found a design that ticks every box for us, we've been looking at either a new design from scratch or a modification to an existing one. I've been playing with existing boat designs in SketchUp. This is a Berkmeyer lift keel 48-footer that has an interesting pilot house. To see how the inside helm views might be, I brought it into SketchUp and added a model of our high-field 10-footer on the davits. Are there any SketchUp modelers out there? Throw a comment down below. Here is an Orion 49 by Satellite Design of the Netherlands with an interesting pilot house, and a Best of Our 49 by KM Yachts. When it gets easier to travel, I hope to make a trip to the Netherlands and France to see some of the builders there that seem to do such great work with aluminum. Another feature we really want to keep is the shallow draft.
Depending on your planned cruising areas, having a shallow draft may be important. The Bahamas is one area where a draft less than 6 feet will greatly increase your enjoyment and expand your cruising range. Similarly, the U.S. East Coast has many shallow areas. With the high tidal ranges in the United Kingdom and France, there is a benefit for boats that can take the ground. Although we have done this on numerous occasions, we find a shoal draft yacht is more useful for exploring in shallow areas than actually drying out. But it's good to know we can if we have to. However, most popular Caribbean and Mediterranean destinations have lots of depth for most sailboats, and having a shallow draft won't make much difference to your cruise there, unless you want to try the canals.
We really appreciate the freedom to explore, and for our style of cruising, the shallow draft has helped a lot. We're also looking at ways to make her even higher performance. We'll look at this more in another video. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your comments. And thanks you guys for pitching in with the editing after all.
Thanks for watching. Your views, likes, comments, and shares help us a lot. If you'd like more in-depth information and consultation, we invite you to check out the Distant Shores Cruising Club. Membership includes early access to videos, member-only Q&As, live chats, meetups, sailing opportunities, and many other benefits to help you prepare for your own adventure. Thanks again for your support. See you on the water!